Society has fed you a lie. They say men come in two categories, alphas and betas. Either you're the dominant leader of the pack, or you're the weak follower who submits. That's it. No in between. But what if you don't fit into either? What if you don't need a pack to validate you? What if you don't chase approval from anyone? What if you operate by your own rules on your own time without caring what others think? Then, my friend, you're not a beta, you're a sigma male. And today we're breaking down 7 signs that prove you're built differently. Let's go. 1. You walk away instead of competing. Most guys are obsessed with ranking themselves in the social hierarchy. They compete for dominance, attention, and validation. Alphas fight to be on top. Betas fight to be noticed. But you just walk away. You see, a sigma male doesn't play the social game because he doesn't care about winning it. He knows that wasting energy on status and recognition is a fool's game. True power comes from being self-sufficient. Think about it. How often have you seen guys flexing, bragging, and puffing out their chests to look important? And how often have you just stood back and watched, knowing none of it matters? That's the sigma difference. Instead of fighting for dominance, you focus on yourself. You build your mind, your skills, and your life. You don't need to prove anything because your results speak for themselves. And the best part? Because you refuse to compete, you instantly become a threat to those who do. Your silence is louder than their noise. That's why people either admire you or fear you. 2. You're immune to social pressure. Most men are slaves to what other people think. They dress to impress, they talk to fit in, they chase trends just to stay relevant, and deep down they hate it. But you couldn't care less. You wear what you want, you speak how you want, you make decisions based on your own logic, not on what's popular. And guess what? That terrifies people. Because most guys are trapped in a system where their self-worth is dictated by external approval. If people praise them, they feel good. If people criticize them, they feel worthless. But a sigma male, he's immune to all of it. He doesn't need claps, likes, or validation. His confidence is internal. And that's why people can't control you. They can't guilt you into following trends. They can't pressure you into being nice. They can't shame you into submission. You move on your own terms, and in a world where everyone is desperate to be accepted, that makes you dangerous. 3. You attract women without trying. Here's something most guys will never understand. Women don't chase the loudest guy in the room. They chase the guy who doesn't chase them. And that's why sigma males win without trying. Think about it. How often do you see alphas trying to dominate conversations, flex their status, and prove their worth to women? They fight for attention like it's a prize. And betas? They're even worse. They simp, overcompensate, and do whatever it takes just to get noticed. Meanwhile, you just exist. You don't beg for attention. You don't try to impress. You don't change who you are just to be liked. And that's exactly what makes you irresistible. Because women notice the man who doesn't need them. They see your confidence, your independence, and your complete lack of desperation, and it drives them crazy. And the best part? Because you're not chasing, you have options. You're not stuck settling for whoever gives you attention. You choose who gets access to you. That's the power of a sigma male. 4. You keep your moves quiet. Most guys love to broadcast everything they do. They post their achievements on social media. They tell everyone their goals before they even start. They talk a big game but rarely follow through. Why? Because deep down, they're desperate for validation. But you move in silence. When you have a goal, you don't announce it. When you make money, you don't flex it. When you level up, you don't seek applause. And that's what makes you different. Because while other men talk, you execute. You know that real power comes from mystery. The less people know about your next move, the less they can interfere. And here's what most don't realize. Being silent makes you more intimidating. People wonder what you're thinking. They speculate on what you're doing. They assume you know something they don't. And that's how you control the game, without even playing it. Because when people don't know your next move, they can't stop you. 5. You'd rather be respected than liked. Most men are people pleasers. They say yes when they want to say no. They avoid confrontation to keep the peace. They bite their tongue to avoid upsetting anyone. And for what? To be liked. But here's the cold truth. Being liked is worthless, because the moment you stop serving people's interests, they'll throw you away. That's why a Sigma male chooses respect over approval. You're not afraid to set boundaries. Say no without guilt. Speak your mind, even if it's unpopular. And guess what? That's what earns real respect. Because while others are bending over backward to be accepted, you stand firm. You're not looking for a seat at someone else's table. You build your own. And whether people love you or hate you, they can't ignore you. Because a man who doesn't beg for approval commands respect by default. 6. You're unaffected by social pressure. Most men crack under pressure. They dress a certain way because society tells them to. They follow trends to avoid being left out. They chase status just to impress people they don't even like. But you don't care. You wear what feels right, not what's trendy. You speak your mind, even if it's unpopular. You do what makes sense to you, not what others expect. And that drives people insane, because society relies on conformity. It needs men who follow the script. But you throw the script away. And here's the kicker. The less you conform, the more power you gain. People start watching you instead of ignoring you. They start questioning their own choices because of you. They start respecting you, even if they don't understand you. Because deep down, everyone wants to be free, but only a Sigma has the balls to actually do it. 7. You're hard to read, and that makes you dangerous. Most guys are an open book. You can see their emotions on their face. You can predict what they're going to say. You can manipulate them because they're easy to figure out. But you're a mystery. You don't react emotionally. You don't give people what they expect. You don't let anyone inside your head. And that makes you dangerous, because people can't control what they don't understand. They try to provoke you, but you stay calm. They try to dig into your mind, but they hit a wall. They try to figure you out, but they never get close. And that's exactly why they respect you, fear you, or admire you. You make people uneasy because they don't know what you're thinking. And in a world where most men are predictable, that gives you the ultimate edge. Because the most powerful man in the room is the one no one can read. So now you know you're not a beta. You don't seek validation. You don't compete for attention. You don't play the social game. And that's exactly why you stand out. You walk away instead of fighting for status. You move in silence while others seek applause. You command respect without ever demanding it. And that's the Sigma difference. So if you've ever felt like you don't fit in, good. That means you're on the right path. Now, drop a comment below. Which sign hit home for you? Let's hear it. And if you want more deep dives into the Sigma mindset, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that bell. Because in a world full of noise, real power comes from silence.